Hi, I'm Dana Binzer,
Hi, and I'm Deborah Bagley.
and we're the Yarn Twins.
Very cool.
Today,
And I'm the husband behind the scenes, running the show, changing the cameras, Ronnie Bincer. So back to the ladies.
thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome.
Today, we are going to show you how to make chocolate-covered tuxedo almonds.
Yum.
And a coordinating Tuxedo Jar Cozy that you can put them in.
Now, how cute is that?
Adorable.
Okay, so first we're going to start with almonds, and I've created this tray with the almonds in different portions of the process. We're going to start with making tuxedo shirts. So I've already melted some vanilla almond bark. Any melting chocolate will work fine. So first, you grab the almond at the fattest end, and then you're going to dip it into the chocolate, scrape off the bottom, and lay it on the tray to harden, to cool and harden. Let me try that again. So I'm just grabbing it from the widest part, dipping it in the chocolate, scraping, and then letting it dry. Now, if you get chocolate on your thumb like I did, you're going to want to wipe it on a rag so that you don't get chocolate where you don't want it to be.
Can't you just lick it off?
Well, if you're making it as a gift, then no. But if you're making it for your dear husband, you probably could get away with it.
Okay, so licking's okay if it's for your hubby.
Right. So I'm just going to make 9 of these to show how this stage works.
I'm scraping it off because
I'm scraping it off because I don't want the vanilla chocolate to pool underneath the almond.
So this is like the bottom layer you have to do first, right?
Right. This is the first step. I'm using just plain almonds. There's no salt, there's no seasoning. I want the chocolate to stick to this almond, so I just bought whole natural almonds.
But Ronnie would like to know if the salted ones would work. So if
I haven't tried.
any of you guys out there trying this, you get, salted or flavored almonds, because I'm a flavor guy. Go ahead and let us know if these work or not. If the chocolate stays on, right? Isn't that the issue you were concerned about?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was worried about. So, all right, so now we're done with the vanilla. This was just 4 ounces of chocolate, and if I were to do a whole tray, this chocolate would probably harden before I finished with the whole tray. So that's why I'm only doing 4 ounces at a time of chocolate. Now I'm going to let Deborah talk about the cozy because I have to heat up some milk chocolate to do the rest of the layers.
And how long do you keep the chocolate in the microwave?
I'm going to melt chocolate for 30 seconds and stir until it's lumpy because I don't want to overcook the chocolate. And so then I'll stir out the lumps. So I'll bring that over and show you, but I'm going to stir it every 30 seconds until it's lumpy.
Excellent. All right, on to the Jar Cozy. The Jar Cozy comes in 2 portions, the top hat and then the Tuxedo Jar Cozy. This can fit multiple items, but it's just the right size to fit a small 1-pint canning jar, which we already have full of tuxedo almonds. The cozy itself is made in pieces. The first piece that we made was the cozy itself. We just crocheted that in the round. And then we made each of these pieces to put on there. So we started with the white piece and crocheted it like a triangle with a little dip in the top, like maybe a little neckline.
Looks like a heart.
Yeah, a little bit like a heart. And then I sewed that onto the front with the shirt poking over just a little bit, like the collar of a shirt, maybe on a tux. Then these 2 lapels were each crocheted separately also, and then sewn on right up next to the white portion. Then the tie was crocheted and then just kind of wrap tightly around the middle to make it look like a tie. And then these buttons are just really knots that we put into place.
Cool.
And then you can just put it on any pint-sized jar that you'd like. There we are.
So is that that's called a jar cozy, or does it also work for mugs and things like that?
You can put it on anything that it fits that kind of thing. For instance, if you are a coffee connoisseur and you like to go to some of those places like Starbucks, you can make a cozy. That cozy can fit on other items as well.
Very nice.
If you adjust it a little bit like we did, we didn't make it in the round, but put a button on it, so it'll fit actually a mug.
Cool. I guess that was almost like an on-cue question, huh?
We actually had to do it together. I made a prototype that wasn't quite good enough, so Dana decided she was going to make some modifications. For instance, I just had black lapels, and she added the nice charcoal gray, which I think turned out really nice.
Mm-hmm. Interesting how when you dipped the almonds in white first, the white was the first thing you stuck on. You're in the round crocheting as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
How about that? All right, I've got some chocolate that I melted. I don't know if you can see it.
Yep, we got it now in the camera.
Looks like most of the lumps are already worked out.
So you heat it up till it's lumpy, and then you fold it around?
Yeah, then you stir it, and then since the chocolate is kind of hot, it will melt the chunks. But actually, in the last melting, I just had it on for 15 seconds. It didn't need the full 30 seconds. And it's important when you're melting this to not overcook it, otherwise it'll burn, and then when you stir it, then you'll have permanent lumps because burnt chocolate is in here. So it's not hard to do, but it's easy to burn at the same time.
So you're better off making it not quite done versus overdone.
Underdoing it, for sure. All right. So now I'm going to take the next layer, these white shirts that I had done previously, and I'm going to make lapels. So again, I'm grabbing it at the fattest part of the almond. I'm going to dip it in sideways, and then I'm going to turn it and dip it in the other way. Again, I'm going to scrape it off and lay it down. And if you're making this for DH, you can just flip your fingers and move to the next one.
The snicker from behind, yes.
What?
I was snickering from the background, yes. So one of the things to watch for is to try to get the point in the center. I don't know if that makes sense. If it's off center, your tuxedo will look crooked. It's up to you whether you want a lot of white shirt or less white shirt. Right now, we can't really see it the way you're putting it down. We can't see the chocolate part, so you might consider turning when you put it down. Just point it the other way so we can see it. There you go. Perfect. Wonderful. And also, you're using kind of a small bowl there. It's probably because I asked you to, right? But in real life, you might actually use a bigger bowl so you don't get so much chocolate on your fingers, right?
I might. It gives me less maneuvering room with a smaller bowl, but it actually helps pull the chocolate all forward, so the small bowl actually works nicely.
Okay. So you just have to deal with getting chocolate on your fingers.
Yeah, like here's an example of where the tie is kind of crooked, or the lapels are crooked. So I might just dip it again to try to even it out a little bit more.
And then eventually you just have to eat that one, right?
Well, if it drops in the bowl, or if you absolutely hate it, then you have to eat it.
And you might want a fair amount of white space, right, to get the buttons and the tie in.
Right.
White space left on the almond, you mean?
Yeah.
Cool. So imagine you're not dipping the first ones because they still weren't cooled off yet, maybe?
Yeah, they haven't hardened quite yet.
Okay.
All right. We're coming up on the fun part.
This hasn't been fun so far?
The ties. Oh, they're so fun. and scary and nerve-wracking. Okay, so I've got chocolate left over, stirring it until it's smooth. I'll have Deborah hold it for me.
What you got there?
We're going to pour the chocolate into a resealable bag. We're going to make our own pastry icing bag. I mean, if you have an icing bag, I probably wouldn't use it because you want the tiniest hole possible for this project.
Because their buttons and lapel things are pretty stinking small, huh?
Yeah, okay. So I've got chocolate in here. I'm going to give it a little twist to lock the chocolate in the bag. But now I need to trim off the tiniest corner I can. I'm going to try to snip off an invisible corner. I mean, I'm going to go like that small and see if I can't make something, a tiny slit.
You ever tried considering using a pin? You know, just prick it with a pin or a needle?
I did. I tried a pin the other day, but the bag kept moving, and so I couldn't.
Like, I don't want to be poked.
Yeah. All right. I think I have too big of a hole.
So you're going to get another bag, or are you going to just wing it?
Actually, thank you for asking. I'm going to put the chocolate in the other corner.
Oh.
Bag. And snip
so
again.
Crafty. So crafty, ladies.
So mistakes can be forgiven.
Learning experiences. Just so you know, I like to eat these things, so just thought I'd let you know.
Okay, if I mess up,
yeah.
I can make more.
You can make more. So you're
the very
dealing
first time I did this, I got it just fine, and now that I'm on camera,
Murphy's at play. So you're trying to make the smallest possible hole with scissors in the corner of like a Ziploc baggie that's full of melted chocolate.
I didn't want to say Ziploc. It could be any resealable sandwich bag.
All right, a resealable bag like a Ziploc. Still not coming out, huh?
I've got the teeniest tiny chocolate, but if you push the bag too hard, then the seams rip.
Uh-huh.
And then you've got chocolate just spewing out all over the place.
Spewing. Well, that's called a chocolate fountain, isn't it?
Yeah, then you have a chocolate fountain, and then you won't have tuxedo men.
Okay,
right.
So you're saying it's better to make your own rather than if you had a pastry bag because it's too hard to get it that small?
I don't know if pastry bags have something this small. They might. All right, I'm going to give it a try. It's going to be backwards for you guys.
Okay.
All right. So can you see this one?
Yep.
I'm going to make a zigzag motion. And generally what I do is all the ties first because then I'm in a groove.
So that zigzag looks like an X almost.
Yeah, it's almost like a figure 8 that has points. Does that make sense?
Sure. I'm sure it does to all the crafty people out there. A pointed figure 8.
Yeah. And I like to have my bow ties on the white portion as opposed to on the face of the almond.
It helps them pop visually.
Yeah, right. It has some contrasting color.
Deborah, any thoughts you'd like to share with us while this is going on?
Looks delicious.
Yum.
I just want to say, I'll take these home if you don't want them. Is that what you're thinking?
Yep.
By the way, Deborah, your hair looks quite festive.
Thank you. I am ready for the Christmas season.
Yep.
Okay, so I've made my row of ties. I'm going to go back and make buttons. And the trick to buttons is to just dab. You don't even squeeze the bag. Just dab the chocolate twice. And if the tip is dry, then obviously you'll squeeze it and pull straight up.
So is it too delicate right now to hold up one of those that you made the bow ties on to the camera so we can see it closer?
Yeah, do you want me to try to put some buttons on it for you?
Yeah, a little higher up so we can, a little higher. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, right there.
Since my bag, okay, so I'm just tapping it. I'm pulling straight up.
Nice.
In order to put a button on there. I'll try again. It's harder at this height.
Yeah.
It's awkward.
That's good enough. We get the idea. Now you
So
can
what
go
I'm
back
doing is I'm trying to go from the center of the tie to put two buttons that kind of line up with the V of the shirt of the lapels. So if your lapels are a little crooked, then I put my buttons on slightly crooked. Does that make sense? So I draw a line. Yep. Okay. Now I'll tell you a secret. It takes a boatload of almonds.
Whoa, look out. Chocolate fountain.
It takes, okay, I'm just going to quit here. It takes a boatload of almonds to fill this jar. Let's come back up here. To fill this jar with chocolate-covered almonds. You can see them right here. But I'm not going to take the time to do that. So what I would recommend is that you drizzle some of the almonds with chocolate and then intersperse the drizzled with the tuxedos. Otherwise, you'll be here for 10 years.
So you're cheating, but it's fun.
Yeah, because they're still covered with chocolate. Right. So like you could make clumps of, what's it called, almond bark, and put that interspersed with some tuxedos as well.
Very cool.
There you go.
One thing I didn't mention was the hat on the jar. I just want to talk about how that one was crocheted as well. And this is done in two parts. The hat itself is done crocheted from the center and then around and around. And then you picked up like a back loop and then you just crocheted down the side and then you crocheted here. So you're increasing here, do not increase for here, and then you increase again for the brim of the hat. And then this band here was crocheted separately and the tie as well, the bow as well, and then sewn on. So if you want to make this for New Year's, as a New Year's celebration, then you just need the tux and the top hat, and you can do the black and the charcoal. And we used Vanna's Choice yarn. And if you're doing it for a wedding, maybe you would choose the color of the cummerbund for the hat and the lapels if you want to introduce the color of the wedding.
So I'm going to ask a quick question because I know a lot of people ask it because I hear Dana tell me all the time. Do you guys sell the finished products or do you sell just the patterns? Or what do you do?
We crochet and sell the patterns at yarnovations.com, but the pattern for this tuxedo is available on our website starting tomorrow.
For free.
For free.
For free? So you're not even selling this one?
I printed it out.
What collection? Oh. Available on the website for sale is a collection of about 20 cozies that you can put on jars and mugs.
Now that's cute. Ooh, I like is that the mummy wrap?
Yes.
You guys do a mummy Halloween bag, and you've transitioned it into the mummy wrap of the cozies.
I just wanted to point out that we've got this is like the holiday collection. It's got Santa, cupcake, 4th of July, Halloween. But then we have fun animals like sock monkey and an owl and a dog. And then we just have other fun, festive ones, you know, flowers and football and stuff like that.
So is that all in one collection, or do you have multiple collections that you sell?
That's all in one collection. One low, low price.
What is that price?
$4.99.
$499?
$4.99. Screaming deal. I just wanted to show you that, you know, you can make tuxedos on stuff like marshmallows and strawberries and, I don't know, maybe banana bits or pound cake.
What about chocolate chip cookies?
Oh, that would be really pretty. You can use chocolate chips as the buttons.
Yeah, if you dip it just right, you could have the buttons. Well, no, you'd have to cover it with white, right? Or you avoid the white if you did the chocolate chip cookies.
I probably wouldn't put the chips in the cookies since you're covering it with chocolate lapels. So I just do the cookie dough.
Oh, silly me! I was thinking ones you buy at the store. Silly me.
Oh, well, I'm into making stuff myself.
Sorry, my
So,
bad.
so that's the bachelor version versus the wife's version, maybe.
Yeah, I might go to the store and buy me some chocolate chip cookies and get a couple cookies. Have to eat the other ones that don't work, but get just the ones with the buttons lined up right so that I can dip it in it.
Oh, I see. Wow, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, but it tastes good.
Yeah. All right, well, we hope that you liked our little demonstration of tuxedo almonds and our jar cozy.
Fantastic.
So if you make jar cozies, leave a comment on our blog so we can go look at your cozies and your almonds.
Yeah, and someone in the stream just mentioned, and by the way, you guys can make comments out there and we'll try to bring it into the conversation. They just said, nice tree in the background.
Thank you. We are ready for Christmas. I don't know if Deborah mentioned, the inspiration for making this whole project was New Year's Eve. So this is I know it's a little early because Christmas isn't here yet, but if you're crocheting these, then you need time to make them. So this is a New Year's Eve cozy. So bringing the new year with in style.
Yeah, and I love the idea of putting it on your Starbucks cup or wherever your local coffee shop is. Just bring it on in with you, and everyone will say, "Where'd you get that?" And then you can tell them.
Yeah.
You made it, and you got the pattern at yarnivations.com.
Yeah. Just a word of warning, though. If you leave this cozy on the jar too long, then it stretches out, and so it won't stay.
So you need to make two of them, one for your coffee and one for your jar.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, these make cute gift ideas, so if you were giving away this jar cozy, then you would have to make a second one for yourself.
Great.
Okay, thanks for coming.
Okay, so Deborah, you want to come back and wave goodbye?
Bye.
Okay, this has been the Yarnivation twins and their dear husband behind the scenes talking about tuxedo almonds and other wonderful things available, patterns and cool stuff at yarnivations.com. We hope that you guys go visit it and comment, share this thing, give it a thumbs up, all of the wonderful social things. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.